The Cabin in the Woods first came out in theaters at a time when I was watching 6 or 7 movies a week. I was living in Boulder, Colorado, and there was this amazing video rental place called The Video Station. I would go in there on my lunch break every Tuesday without fail, every single Tuesday, and talk with the owner who would give me a list of recommendations and tell me what all the new movies were coming out that week. We'd discuss all kinds of movies, domestic and international, um, that that he thought maybe I wanted to see, but also stuff that I wanted to see. And we would talk about it, and I would make my choice because this is talking about like a couple dozen movies. I wasn't going to watch that many movies in a week. And then on that same day, that Tuesday, I would reserve my movies for Friday. And then after work, I would go pick up the movies and I'd watch them all that weekend. And this place was awesome because not only were they discussing film with you and like remembering stuff that you'd already seen and kind of getting a feel for your taste and what you liked, but they would let you reserve the movies for Friday. So there was a guarantee I was going to watch them all. And sometimes if they weren't there, they would say, "Oh, we got this one instead. Don't worry, you'll like it." So I was hands down the biggest movie geek of anyone I knew at the time. And I was watching movies that I thought I liked, whether, for certain directors or genres, but mostly I was watching movies to broaden my understanding of film. I was challenging myself to watch things that weren't mainstream, things that I wouldn't normally seek out. I just wanted to see whatever I wasn't already being shown. It was an amazing opportunity to have that kind of access. And, of course, I took full advantage. So, whenever somebody would randomly tell me that I, quote, had to see a movie, some random movie, I would think to myself, obviously, I know which movies I should or shouldn't be seeing. I had my finger on the pulse. I knew what was in the theater or available for rent, and I knew what appealed to me and what didn't, and why I should be seeing something or not. So I wasn't about to run out and see a movie that one of my coworkers suggested I had to see. But with The Cabin in the Woods, I was just getting like these casual recommendations. uh, uh, people were like, "Oh my god, I just saw a movie that was unexpected." And I was like, "Okay, well, I've heard about it, but it's on my radar, but it's not on my list." But then people started telling me like I had to see it. Like I had to see it. I was being told that like I'd love it the most because I was a movie fan. And that I'd get all the Easter eggs and all the references that apparently were, throughout the movie. And I hate to say it, but that was an even bigger turnoff for me. Not only was I admittedly like a snob about the volume of movies I was watching and the variety of movies, and not only was I highly organized and efficient about watching them, but I've never watched movies because I'm a movie fan. I watch movies because it's fun to do. I like watching movies, and that makes me a movie fan. But I don't go into it with expectations or assuming someone's art was made for me because I'm a movie fan. If movies are made for fans, that I don't get that. That's weird to me. That's just catering to the audience. So if a movie was made specifically for movie fans, I'm not really into it. Now, I get that isn't necessarily a fun way to live your life. And I understand it's sort of snobby, like I said, but it's the reason I didn't see The Cabin in the Woods when it came out. Over the years, I heard little things about the movie here and there, and I got to tell you, I've never once regretted my decision to not see it. It looks like a highly standard horror movie, but I understand it's supposed to be more than that. Um, and now it's my assignment to watch the movie so I can discuss it with KT, who I hear likes the movie a lot. And I really am looking forward to it, at least to have a discussion about it. there's things where there are times where people will say, "Oh, that movie sucked," or "Oh, that movie was awesome." And I don't think either one of those is a valid way to recommend a movie. It's just what you personally thought about it, and it's basically just a single word. It sucked or it was awesome. And that's not enough for me. So discussing a film makes it worthwhile whether I wanted to see it or not. But all I keep thinking is, what if I don't like it?